One of the offshoots from the success of the Run Chat Live podcast has been that in the back of my mind, like I was mentioning last week, I love the podcast. I love the way we can interview guests remotely. I can talk to Chris Johnson in Seattle. I can talk to Simon Bartold in Australia, Jeff Asculier in Canada. It's fantastic. But I am also quite old-fashioned in the sense that I don't want to see true, real interaction disappear. I want people to still shake hands and to actually feel the breath of a speaker as opposed to just watching a digital screen. So yeah, as I saw the podcast increase in success, I was like, I've got to make a conference out of this, a real life conference. So that's how the Run Chat Live International Running Conference took place. So it's true, in 16 days in Brighton, on the 30th and 31st of October, then 10 speakers who I've had on the conference, on the podcast, are actually coming together under the same roof in Greater Brighton Metropolitan College to present some fantastic topics, all based on putting the evidence back into running injury and performance. It's going to be a fantastic event. I'm so excited because I'm putting together people who have talked to each other as speakers for maybe 10 years and they haven't actually met each other. They haven't shaken hands because of the internet. So in a lot of cases, in most of the cases, it's going to be the first time they've actually met the people. And it's hilarious when you do meet people for real life. One, because physically, often they're different than you expected. Sometimes they're taller, shorter. And sometimes just the personality. You know, one of the disadvantages of online is you do get fake personas of people. If someone types in capital letters quite a lot or just uses language or quite direct to the point, which sometimes you have to be on social media, you think that person is going to be short and direct in real life. And then you meet them and they're as docile and happy and laid back as you can imagine. So yeah, the conference is going to be great information. It's going to be there's a nice social evening as well. I've organised at Las Iguanas in Brighton on the Wednesday evening, so speakers and delegates can mix together and enjoy a drink, either alcoholic or not, although it is 2-for-1 cocktails, I'll let you know now. And then yeah, day 2 will continue. One of the things I'm very excited about at the conference is 2 90-minute question times. So I'll be donning a kind of a bow tie to host that question time with all 10 speakers on stage, flanked either side of me, and we'll be taking questions from the delegates. We'll be taking questions from people who have signed up for the conference who are emailing me questions for the speakers, and that's going to be great as well, because I'm particularly looking forward to the spontaneity of people just asking questions from the floor and then hearing the speakers reply, hearing some variance in their replies, because although we're all on the same page, which basically is putting the evidence back into running injury and performance, there's different ways of getting there. So I know I've picked the speakers on purpose, in the sense that I know they're not all going to exactly say the same thing. I put a video out recently with Paul Coker, for example. It was the last speaker video I just put out today. Paul's the MD for Oct30, medical director for Oct30, and he is fantastic in the sense that, for me personally, he manages to fight the corner of kinesiology tape, but without all the rubbish which a lot of other companies put in there. He's very much into the evidence, and he fronts Oct30, who I'm a massive fan of, in making sure that they're not going to get taken to court like some other companies have for making false claims. So, but I know that other speakers dismiss kinesiology tape, for example, very quickly because the evidence is weaker. So that's one example of where I'm very much looking forward to some debate between Paul Coker and some of the other speakers who are a little bit more kind of regimental or hard-lined in their approach. I've tried to make it as accessible as possible to everyone. So if you're a therapist, there's a ticket price. If you're a student, the price falls incredibly to something I think is very reasonable. Same goes if you're a runner. Runners are a different group, because you're not going to be making money out of this on Monday morning. You'll be saving money because you won't be paying physiotherapy fees so much. But there's a discounted price for runners. And there's also, of course, our virtual tickets, which means if you can't come for whatever reason, then you can watch the conference either live stream, or you can watch a recording of the conference for up to 2 weeks after the event from the comfort of your own sofa. And that's why I'll take a breath.
That's good. Good idea to take a breath occasionally.